Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you are well. Last class, we started our fifth lesson, the fundamental unit of life. What is the fundamental unit of life? Cell is the fundamental unit of life. Then we discussed about the structure of cell organelles. What are the cell organelles are there? Mitochondria, ribosome, Golgi apparatus, then chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum. Then we discuss some questions. Why is cell called the structural and functional unit of life? Cell is called the structural and functional unit of life because it gives structure to the living organism. It helps the living organs to perform various life functions. Who discovered cells and how? Cells were first discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. He observed a thin slice of cork under his self-designed microscope. This slice of cork resembled the structure of the honeycomb, consisting of small compartments. He named these small compartments as cells. Today, we can see the structures plasma membrane. The plasma membrane is otherwise called cell membrane. There are two types of cell. One is plant cell and animal cell. The plant cell contain one more layer above the plasma membrane that is known as cell wall. The cell wall is absent in animal cell. The animal cell only have plasma membrane. Plasma membrane acts as a protective layer. Here, plasma membrane is the outermost covering of the cell that separates the content of the cell from the external environment, and it allows the entry and exit of materials in and out of the cell. It also prevents the movement of some other materials and is therefore called a selectively permeable membrane. What's the function of the plasma membrane? It does not allow all the materials to enter into the cell. It is selectively allow the materials to enter into the cell. So it is known as selectively permeable membrane. The plasma membrane is flexible in nature and is made up of organic molecules like proteins and lipids. Let's see, how does the movement of substance takes place into the cell? How do substance move out of the cell and move in of the cell? Some substance like carbon dioxide and oxygen can walk across the cell membrane by a process called diffusion. Many steps are there. Actually, the substances are move into and out of the cell by mainly two processes. One is diffusion and osmosis. First, we can see the diffusion. What is diffusion? Gaseous exchange takes place from a region of higher concentration to a region of low concentration. This diagram you can understand this higher concentration to low concentration. In the first lesson also I already told you, when we spray the perfume on our body, our whole body will become gives good smell because the particles of this perfume, it is spread diffuse into the air. Then the whole room, at the time of spraying, the whole room also giving good smell because of this diffusion. The next method of movement of the substance by osmosis method, the movement of water from a region of higher water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a lower region of low water concentration. The movement of water from a region of high water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of low water concentration is known as osmosis. Here one diagram is there. Low sugar concentration, high sugar concentration. At the time of osmosis, in between this low concentration, sugar concentration and high sugar concentration, there is one semi-permeable membrane is there. Through this semi-permeable membrane, the higher concentrated substances are move from their medium to the lower concentrated substance. So this process is called osmosis. How do substances like carbon dioxide and water move in and out of the cell? Discuss. As the cell functions, the concentration of carbon dioxide in the cell increases, whereas the concentration of carbon dioxide in the external environment is low. You know, carbon dioxide is a cellular waste and requires to be excreted out by the cell. At the time of respiration, we are giving out carbon dioxide, we inhale oxygen. Both the gases are exchange takes place in our body, exchanging of gases. Here, when the carbon dioxide is moved out of the cell, when the concentration of the carbon dioxide will increases in the cell, the cause in the same time the concentration of carbon dioxide in the external environment is low. The time the carbon dioxide move out of the cell from a region of higher concentration to the external environment, which is the region of lower concentration. Higher concentration we can see in the cell, lower concentration in the external environment. Likewise, the oxygen also enter the cell by the process of diffusion. When the level or concentration of oxygen inside the cell decreases, thus diffusion plays an important role in gaseous exchange between the cell as well as the cell and its external environment. Then water moves in and out of the cell from a region of higher concentration through a semi-permeable membrane to a region of lower concentration by the process of osmosis. Let's see the difference between diffusion and osmosis. Diffusion, it occurs in any medium. Can you give one example for diffusion? The first chapter also I told you, when we add a drop of ink in the water, in the tumbler of water, what happened? The ink here, we are adding a single drop of ink, but the ink will diffuse into the whole water. So whole water will change the color. So the diffusion will occur in any medium. Now we discussed about the movements of the carbon dioxide and the oxygen. There is a gaseous exchange takes place between the cell and external environment. So diffusion process takes place in the gases also. First, so the diffusion it occurs in any medium. It does not require a semi-permeable membrane. But osmosis, it occurs only in a liquid medium. Liquid medium, it requires a semi-permeable membrane. Here, now we had to discuss about the type of solution based on the concentration of the solution. There are three types of solution. One is hypertonic solution and a hypotonic solution, isotonic solution. First, we had to discuss about hypotonic solution. What is hypotonic solution? Hypo means low concentrated solution. The solution is the solution surrounding the cell which has higher water concentration than that in the cell. Inside the cell, you know, the cell organelles, cytoplasm is there. Now we are keeping the cell into the one sugar or salt solution. Here the sugar solution and salt or salt solution, it contain more water, so the solution is dilute in nature. This solution is found outside the cell, the solution which surrounds the cell, but we can see that substance of the cell is more concentrated when compared to outside, because outside the solution it contains more water, so it is dilute in nature. This type of solution is called hypotonic solution. The substance in the cell is more concentrated than the outside the cell. The outside solution is dilute in nature. That time the water molecules are free to pass across the cell membrane in both direction, but more water will come into the cell than will leave. More water, because water, the concentration of the cell is more, so the cell will absorb more water from the solution, surrounding solution. Later the cell will become swollen in nature and it lysed. What is lies? It will burst. See this picture. Solution is hypotonic. Water moves into the cell because the water is dilute in nature. That outside solution is dilute nature. So more water is enter into the cell. The cell become swollen in nature. When is a solution said to be isotonic? When the medium surrounding a cell has the same concentration of water as that in the cell, it is said to be isotonic. Both outside the solution and inside the cell, the concentration of the water is same means that is known as isotonic. Outside and inside the same concentration of water is known as isotonic condition. Water crosses the cell membrane in both directions, but the amount going is in the same as the amount going out. How much amount is moving out from the cell, the same amount will enter into the cell. So there is no overall movement of water. The cell will stay the same size. That is known as isotonic. Keep it in your mind. In isotonic, both the concentration of the cell and around the solution also same concentration of water. See this picture. The solution is isotonic. Water goes in both direction. See the symbol, both direction. The arrow is there. Into the cell and also outside the cell. This is isotonic solution. Next, what is a hypertonic solution? When the medium surrounding a cell has lower concentration of water than in the cell, that is said to be hypertonic. Here it is just opposite to the hypotonic. Hypotonic, the surrounding solution have higher water concentration, so it is dilute in nature. In the hypertonic, the surrounding medium, the medium which surrounds a cell, it have low water concentration. When the water concentration, amount of water is low, automatically it is concentrated in nature. The solution is constant. In the hypotonic, the solution is dilute in nature because it contains more water. In hypertonic, there is a low water concentration, so solution is concentrated in nature. Inside the cell, the concentration is less when compared to outside. So water crosses the membrane in both directions, but this time more water leaves the cell than enters it. From the cell, because surrounding solution more concentrated, so it absorbs a solution. The surrounding solution, it will absorb more water, more substance from the cell. For example, gooseberry. This is a very good example for this hypertonic solution. Gooseberry. When we keep the gooseberry in the salt solution, if the concentration of the salt solution is more, the gooseberry after few days, the gooseberry will shrink. Did you see that the gooseberry will shrink? From that, what do you understand? That if it is shrink means constrict. Shrinking process is there means the gooseberry loses its molecules from the inside the cell. That all these substances absorbed by outside the solution. Therefore, the cell will shrink. Here see the solution is hypertonic. Water moves out of the cell. Then the percentage of the salt. Inside the cell 10% salt, outside the cell 20% salt. So where is concentration more? Outside the cell. So more the substance from the cell, it move out to the solution. Then I see here hypotonic solution, isotonic solution and hypertonic solution. In the hypotonic solution, the cell, it will absorb water, it will absorb water from the solution, outside solution, so it will swell up and at last it will lyse, it will break. Isotonic solution, there is a equal sharing, water is entering and water is existing, moving water is moving into the cell and water is moving outside the cell. Hypertonic solution, the water is moving from the cell to outside, so the cell becomes shrinked in nature. Now see one definition, what is plasmolysis. Plasmolysis is the phenomenon by which a plant cell shrinks away from the cell wall when it loses water by osmosis. See this picture, one plant cell diagram is there. The plant cell, I told you what is plasmolysis. The plasmolysis means it is the phenomenon by which a plant cell shrinks away from the cell wall when it loses water by osmosis. That is known as plasmolysis. The plant cell shrinks away from the cell wall. See the two diagrams are there. Plasma membrane, cell wall. Here plant cell, it will become shrinked in nature. When it will shrink means constriction. How it is shrink? Because when it loses the water by osmosis, that it will shrink and it will detach from the cell wall. Let's see what is endocytosis. Endocytosis. Endo means inside. Cytosis means engulfing. Cytosis means engulfing. Endocytosis is the process by which a cell is able to engulf. What is engulf? Engulf means swallowing. Cell is able to engulf food and other material from its external environment due to the flexibility of the plasma membrane. Example, amoeba. Amoeba acquires food through such process. You know, amoeba is a single cellular organism. When it captures the food, amoeba have false leg, that is known as pseudopodia. Then when it capture the food, this pseudopodia become cup-like structure and it encloses these food particles and it will swallow it. See this picture, you can see this endocytosis process. Amoeba is trying to catch this food, then pseudopodia and become complex shape. Then later the pseudopodia will cover this entire food and at last it is swallow the food. This process is known as endocytosis. Then plasma membrane is called a selectively permeable membrane. Plasma membrane is called a selectively permeable membrane because it allows some material selectively allows the materials to enter and leave the cell. So plasma membrane is called selectively permeable membrane. Let's see the cell wall. First starting I told you what is cell wall. Cell wall is found only in the plant cells. It is absent in animal cell. Hard outer covering of the cell present outside the cell membrane. What is cell membrane? Plasma membrane. Plasma membrane otherwise called cell membrane. It present outside the cell membrane. See this picture. Plasma membrane. Two membranes are there. First membrane is cell membrane. Below the second membrane is plasma membrane. The cell wall is composed of cellulose. Cellulose is a one polysaccharide carbohydrate. Cellulose is a complex substance and it provides structural strength to the plants. It provides shape to the plant cell. Cell wall is present in the plant cell and help the plant to withstand the environmental changes. It is absent in animal cell.